Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vanilla. That is both the Let's Play and the city. And this water is most definitely shockingly filthy. Yes, this is the coast of Vanilla. It's not pleasant. It is most definitely filled with all sorts of shockingly disgusting stuff, shall we say. I feel like I can fix this though, because we do have the ability to get some waste treatment on the go here. So get some water treatment plants up in this. And honestly, I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm going to hope that these sort of work. I know that the water isn't going to be perfect coming out of these, but it's got to be better, right? I mean, one of these can deal with 120,000, and that can deal with 60. So I do need more of these. I can't just go with a couple of them. So let's just get a few of them along there, and that should be fine. So hook those up like so. And those are just, oh my god, they're getting procedurally higher as they go along. Can you imagine the splash zone from this one? Serious, the sound of those would be terrible as well. Just imagine. It'd be absolutely awful. Anyway, in theory, that will work towards making the water a little tiny bit cleaner. I have had, interestingly, a few people mentioning some tricks that you can use to clean up water. Mostly involving these, which are obviously water pumps. I can sort of demonstrate this, I suppose. If I put a bunch of these here, right? Just a whole bunch of them. If I link those together, and I don't need to do this, but if we do that for an example, and then just give them a bit of electricity, so if I do that, those are now working. And as you can see, pulling up quite a bit of water. Now what that's going to do is just filter that water into that pipe system. That's where the water's going, and that's it. That could, in theory, pull all of this water, sort of all this polluted stuff in. And eventually could, in theory, pull all this polluted stuff away. Because as you can see, the water is flowing across these. So that is a way, a sort of little cheaty way, but a way nonetheless that we could clean up the water here. Because what has actually been suggested is that I use basically a canal system. I create a little canal that these will pump out into. I'm not actually sure if that is something we can just do. Like if I put a canal there, we'll do this as a quick test. We'll do this, we'll do it live, whatever. We'll do a live test of this. If I put that on the canal, right? And I put that there, and that there. And I connect you to there, and I connect these two together. That's going to create a little loop for those. My question then becomes, yeah, so that does dump out into the canal. And interestingly, doesn't seem to be filling up that canal. Oh no, there it goes. So now the question is, these pumps can actually pump that up. No problem. So that is totally a potential solution for the mass amount of pollution that we have. The question is, are you okay with it? The reason I ask that is because it is technically a cheat. It is technically an exploit, you know, using these water pumps to sort of infinitely loop this water around. It is a cheat. There is no way around it. It is absolutely an exploit and a cheat and something that is not really supposed to be possible. But as you can see, I mean, this water is immediately a bit cleaner because we pulled a lot of the dirty stuff out and we have a bit of the less dirty stuff there. So yeah, that's a thing that can be done. That is an option, and I'm curious to see if it's something you guys would be interested in. Now, today, we are having some issues. There are traffic issues, and I'm gonna go ahead and sort of try and deal with it immediately, because I know of a partial solution to these problems, which involves getting rid of that roundabout, which some of you, apparently I'm turning into Sean Connery, some of you will be happy about, because obviously it's getting rid of a roundabout. Some of you may be less so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this road up to there, and this road here can go back a little bit and back a little bit. And if I go, say, from there, I think 12 units, 14 units, and 12 and 14. By the way, if people have been asking how I know how many units I'm going. Number one, I've played this game a lot. Number two, if you measure out like, I'll go somewhere where you can actually see it a little better. So if I measure like this, that's 10 units. Every sort of bigger line is 10 units. I've used a lot of mods that count this for me and give you this specific number, but I know that that's 10. So I know that that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. So that's how I know. That's 10, that's 12, that's 14. So in this case, I've measured out 14 units. That's how I know. That's just number one from playing the game for so long, and number two, mods help, and number three, knowing that the big line marks 10 helps as well. So if I go to there, and I go to there, link those together, and what we have now is a system where traffic going across has to go under, and traffic going straight in can go straight in. As for these bits over here, they are going to be upgraded to regular roads as opposed to what they were. So this way traffic can now flow in here. And it might help, it might not, we'll see. I do need to upgrade these bits though. Oh, also, did I... or was that in testing? No, I didn't do it yet. Damn it, I was hoping I'd done it. I want to change my bus lines. I tested a new bus line system before I started recording this episode, and then apparently reloaded the save, so... yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. I swear I'm not just going a little bit crazy, although I might be. But I'll just go ahead and throw some shops in there. I would like to upgrade that road, like so, and hopefully that'll help. I do hope this this system works. Let me just go ahead and do that. And let me also go down to there, and then turn off the old time policy. There we go. So traffic can go straight through, is the plan. I also think, for the sake of it, I'm gonna go ahead and do something like this, and something like this. So traffic can get in there up at this point. The reason I'm doing that is because I really want to build out onto this, and I don't have an easy way to do it. So, residential the whole way across, except for these bits, and then just commercial, just up to there, and that should be good. In fact, maybe, just maybe, we bring the Sterling district up a little bit and go the whole way across, and then delete that little bit. This whole district needs to come down as well. Hold on, I need to make this look really neat. This needs to look neat, or I'm not going to be happy with it. So that goes to there. That goes to there, then the Sterling district comes across like so. And that should be fine. The Sterling district is now on that road. Which means it covers this whole space, which means that whole space should end up building up eventually, which would be great, because I would really like to see, you know, buildings here with traffic going under them. I think that could look really cool. And as for traffic, it seems to me that all you see is traffic flowing really, really nicely, actually. It does seem that it is moving again, which is excellent news. So what I'm going to do next is deal with healthcare, because as you can see, healthcare is not very good. We have a lot of sick citizens, healing capacity, not so great, so we're going to go ahead and throw a... we can't get a hospital in there. We will throw a medical clinic just there, and I'm also going to put a medical clinic just there. Policing needs upgraded as well. It's not amazing. We do need probably a big police station, so we're going to get that and just throw it into that spot, which will be good. Fire coverage isn't great in the Sterling district, so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a new fire station as well, which can go just there. So that's going to cover a lot more of the city as well, which will be beautiful. This area here isn't all that well covered, but this area here is, as always, kind of temporary. So, healthcare. It still needs dealt with. I am going to get rid of this medical clinic here, and I'm going to put a hospital just up there, which means that we should see some pretty decent coverage across all of that space, which is amazing. So that's exactly what we want, and that really should deal with a lot of the problems. Health capacity, or sorry, heal capacity is 700. We have less than 700 sick people, so we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Now, traffic here is still a little bit rough. That's for sure. This junction really could use some traffic lights, because what I'm noticing is traffic turning... That's a lot of ambulances. Oh my god. Yeah, I think we might be okay for healthcare. I'm noticing a lot of traffic turning off in weird ways, though. Hopefully that's something we can get sorted. And I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of these offices and instead... Or, sorry. Get rid of the commercial buildings and instead do offices. So let's do something like that. And we should see those build... And they should look pretty decent. We do have some serious industrial demand / office demand. I'm assuming probably industry, because in terms of education, we don't have enough elementary schools. We do just have one currently. So I think what I'll do is... I'd like to throw an elementary school in here. I can also get rid of this, so I'm going to do that. I feel like an elementary school could probably go in here. I kind of like that location for it. I feel like that's quite nice, right in the center of this entire area. And what I can do is, if I go and get myself some pedestrian paths, I can actually link to this area from a lot of different places, which means that we can have a lot of people going to school and walking to it. So that should be good. If I do something like that, it's not the most pretty connection, but it does the job. It does what it needs to do. I mean, you know, you saw, if you watched Emerald County yesterday, you will have seen some slightly more detailed pathways than what we've got going on there, but, well, not everything can be Emerald County, can it? Not everything is Emerald County. So, there you go. Let's delete those guys and let them expand their houses a little bit. But yeah, this way people can walk to school from those roads up there. They don't have to drive. They can also cycle if they want to, and I think just to make that little pathway a little bit more pleasant, I will go ahead and put some trees along it. So a tree there could be nice, a tree there, get one there, and just a couple around there. Get a couple of smaller trees in the area as well, just to once again make it look a bit nicer. So something a bit like that, and a couple just there, and a couple there. And then I'd like some regular old oak trees. So something a bit like that kind of matches the area and just looks real nice. So like that to sort of filter right into that house and that there. And get a couple into this space too, which just look really lovely and line that pathway super well. There we go. So people can walk to school. That's going to help with elementary capacity. Obviously, we technically need 1, 2, 4 more of these to get everything. We need a few more high schools. We need a university. So I feel like, for one, it's probably time to raise taxes again. So I'm going to go do that. Taxes up to 12%, please. Because apparently that's where they can go. So knock these up to 12%. And I should get myself a bit more money. So 12% on taxes. I'm going to put more money into the buses. Because buses are going to be super important. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and look at my buses. I'm going to delete... I don't have any bus lines. That's useful. So let's go to my bus lines and figure out what we can do. So I want a bus that loops the Sterling district. Actually, I'm going to loop a bus around these two. Oh, well, I think it's fair to say that I've certainly just myself. I was in the middle of recording, as obviously, and the fire alarm went off. As in, you know, the loud school bell fire alarm, like the, you know, the bell that would ring between classes, or if there was a fire. One of those. It's mounted on the wall inside my office, so it's really loud. That was good. That was good. It was a test of the alarm. That's all it was. It wasn't a fire, but it was unexpected. It was certainly unexpected. Anyway, woo! I'm gonna get almost some bus lines. So, I want a bus that starts. I'm gonna say there. It's gonna go to there. It's gonna come out, and it's gonna go. I'm gonna say up to there. Actually, yeah, that's fine. It's gonna go across to this space and into there, and there, and there. Then I want it to come out and start going down this way. So to that point, and to that point, and to that point, then to there, and then to there. And that basically loops those two areas together and connects them quite nicely. I'd like to change the color of it to be a bit of a darker sort of blue. So that's that line. I want a line that goes, I guess, sort of... A line that goes into these suburban areas doesn't really make sense, because I don't really think you would actually have buses that do that, but I kind of like the idea of having some buses that sort of go up some of these larger suburban streets. So I'm gonna sort of do that, I guess. I don't see why not. Do one there, do one there and have it turn, then sort of have it come back. Because I guess technically this could link to, it could get people to school a little bit if they wanted to. It can go to, I guess it can also go in there, can't it? So we'll link it to that point, bring it to there and back, bring it to there, then loop it to there. Actually, maybe put a stop there as well, and then there. So that's going to sort of loop around, and that's going to be a really bright blue line. Bit of a silly line to have, but it'll do the job. Then I want a sort of big city loop line. So this one's going to sort of do this, and go from there to... Let's see, where are some key locations in the city? Number one, you probably want it to go to the hospital. So it's going to come in, it's going to go to the hospital. It's also going to... I'm going to try and have a lot of bus stops, or at least another couple of bus stops, by the bus station. So I guess the hospital will go to, maybe this area too, I suppose. So have it go to there, then down to there, then down to there. Then sort of have it come along and go to... Oh, maybe not there, actually. Maybe there instead. So it doesn't have to U-turn at the end of that road. Then have it come along that road. And go along that road. Then maybe just up and sort of... Well, it doesn't really need to go up and down those. The reason it can go in there is because that's some high-density housing. There's some shops there as well, which can be useful. Have it stop there and there. And then it kind of has to go back, doesn't it? Which I guess it technically can do. Unless I maybe do that and do that and then bring it down. It's on a really weird... It's a really weird loop, but I kind of like it. So have that one come in there. Have that one go... to there. Then have it come over and go to here as well. So it's sort of running on the opposite of some of these lines a little bit. Which I suppose is fine. It's not going to go to every single stop. But it can certainly go to some of them. So there, and then back out, and it's, again, going to take this sort of weird loop back to there. So that's some giant line, which is bus line 3, which is going to be quite a pale blue. And honestly, I think that's probably fine for the time being. Just get those 3 bus lines going. There's all the buses going out. You've got your dark blues, your light blues. I haven't seen a pale blue one yet. There it is. All right. So those will hopefully work, and hopefully work quite well. We are having some issues with garbage disposal, which is possibly tied to incineration status. So, we need more incinerators. Can I get them in here nice and evenly? No, I cannot. So put one there, put one there. And hopefully those will work. I mean, adding 2 incinerators knocked the incineration status up a bit, but not really as much as I would have liked. So let's add another 1 and another 2. I didn't even add that one. There we go. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I'm out of money. I am completely out of money. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That has knocked the incineration status almost into the green, so I think we're okay. A lot of burnt down buildings, which is kind of annoying. A few abandoned buildings here and there to deal with. A couple around here as well. Why are you abandoned? Because education... Wait, education was too low. Okay, we need to deal with education then, don't we? We really, really need to get another high school in here. How much is a high school? 24,000. Okay. I mean, that's doable. The problem is a high school is such a big building that it's difficult to sort of put anywhere. Maybe we sort of create another little high school spot. That might be a good idea. So let's see what we can do. Let's go with a grass-lined road to there, and to there. So that's going to be a road for a high school. We could put a university there by the Sterling District, but I feel like the Sterling District isn't the most expensive district, so I mean that in the nicest way. I don't really want to put a university here. I feel like a high school is the better bet. So we'll do a high school there at the end of that road, which has some weird terrain stuff going on around it, but that's all right. Do we have any sort of unique buildings I could put around it? Anything at all? I mean, the shopping center, no. The cinema, no. Department store, no. I just want something to put by the high school that looks like an extension of the high school, I suppose. Because otherwise this road is just a bit too big for it. Which it certainly is, unless I do other stuff on that road, which I guess I could do. I guess we could sort of build off that road a little bit and sort of make a small residential space. That's certainly doable. I don't really want to link it to there because that creates a really small section of road which always goes weird with traffic. So if we do that instead, have it loop around, I guess that kind of works. If I did that as well, we're kind of alright. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do just a sort of regular area of housing, I guess. Something like that. To fill up the high school space, or the area just beside the high school. Bring this road, or bring this pipe down to there, and across to there, and across to there, and then up through the middle as well, and get rid of that a little bit. Alright. So that should function reasonably well. Maybe we do some offices here. Maybe some offices will be a good bet. Same with this space as well, possibly. I think some offices there would be good anyway. I'm not really looking at anywhere else, to be honest. I think that's probably fine. That should, in theory, just help things a little bit. Now, we're going to extend this district out to all of these roads so that they don't end up being European-style buildings, which is exactly what we don't want. So go to there and sort of surround the high school just a little bit as well. So there we go. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. Let's bulldoze you guys, because we really don't want European buildings. And that should work. That will hopefully... I mean, that is going to help the high school availability just a little... Well, I say a little bit. It helps it a fair bit. How many people can you get in a high school? You can get 1,000. You can get 1,000 students. So hopefully this will contribute really nicely to that. A lot of abandoned buildings around here because worker education was too low. Well, that is definitely not good. Definitely not good. Again, I assume the same... No customers in that one. Okay. Maybe we need to get rid of some of the commercial zoning. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to start by getting rid of some in the middle. So I'll start over here, actually. Get rid of this line of it here. So get rid of you and get rid of you. And we'll get rid of this one as well. So get rid of all those and this one's kind of an awkward shape. Get rid of that one too. So in theory, what I'm thinking is, oh, now that just hurt electricity. What just happened? Ah, now that actually disconnected an entire section of the city. That's sort of to be expected. Let's, in that case, go like this and like this. So that reconnects all of you, gets you all working quite beautifully. A lot of abandoned buildings, but we should see some of that get help because there are now fewer stores. I still think I have probably way too much commercial zoning, and I'm aware that people in the comments are probably sitting there like, well, actually, I've been telling you that since episode 1. I appreciate your feedback. I do. But don't get smug. Alright? It's all done. Just you settle down, matey boy. Just you calm yourself. All right. So that might help a little bit as well. I'm gonna get rid of a big old stretch of industrial zoning. Just like that. And what I'd actually like to do is throw a big old stretch of office zoning just in there. Now again, that's going to be quite temporary. That is, all of this, all of this zoning, like I've mentioned before 1,000,001 times, this is all temporary. This is all going to be going away at some point. I don't know when. It just is. Because we probably don't need, I mean, I obviously don't want all that kind of industrial zoning at the center of my city. But we also don't really need it. Once we start getting some high-tech, industry in here, I really need to, I needed to clear my throat slightly. It was, I've been downing Red Bull all day, so it's not going well. Once we have some sort of high-tech industry in here, we will need less industry. We can also go with offices, which take up some of the same jobs that industry would take up. So, yeah, if we can get going with high-tech stuff, we are fine. We could also do with getting some parks in here and all that kind of stuff to increase the land value, which would definitely be a good idea. We could get a little Japanese park in there. We could get that one. We can get that one. I would actually really like to put a nice sort of big park in one of these places. I feel like that'd be good. Let's see. I mean, this space can be taken up. Oh, actually, if we go there and there, that actually looks okay to me. I actually kind of like it. It's not so bad. Let's get some trees and sort of fill in the gap to try and make it look like just one park. Yeah, I like that. That just adds to the area, makes it look kind of fancy, kind of nice, pretty decent. As for in here, this one's going to be more tricky because of the awkward size, which is unfortunate. I can't chuck that in there. I could chuck that in there if I wanted to. A couple of those. They're certainly interesting. Having them rotate in opposite, well, not opposite directions, but I think that looks kind of interesting. It's maybe just a bit much for one area, so let's get rid of those and have another little look. My money is not great. Why is my money not great? Oh dear. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Connect those back up. Alright, so money sort of fell apart for a while there. It is now recovering, which is good. Apparently, and I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently when they don't have an electrical connection, they don't pay taxes. So that's very interesting to know. I need to remember to not do that again. I could make a little fun fair type thing here. Like I could put a bouncy castle there, put a carousel over here. Or I could just do some Japanese parks right in the middle, like that. I just feel like that's too easy, you know? It's a little bit too simple to do. And I'm also wasting money placing a lot of these. Well, a little bit of money. I really don't know what to put in here. This one doesn't really fit either, which is a shame. I could make some custom parks, I suppose. What is this? This is a small playground. Let's do a small playground and a small playground. And then I guess I'll run some sort of gravelly paths around there and just make it look like a park. So if I do something like that, and do something similar on this side, so it sort of goes from like there, sort of like that, and then that, I think. Yeah, that sort of works. Then I just need to put some trees in to make it look like it sort of all blends together. So like that, get a couple of trees there as well. A couple in the corner. There we go. So that, again, is just a small little section of parks, which I think look lovely. I think it works. Definitely adds to the land value, which is what we want. So that's good. Also, these offices built super, super quickly, which is amazing. I would like to get rid of this path, though. Also going to bulldoze all of you so that this will build correctly. So that's not going to be filled with offices as well. which means that they should all link together really well because we have these beautiful corner buildings. I love these so much. They really are just some of the nicest buildings in the game, these corner ones, which means this will all just be a perfect row of offices. I mean, this guy here decided to be a bit edgy and build his building further away from the road, but I mean, other than that, we generally have this beautiful row of buildings. So that's good. That's, ooh, what a grand city. All right, that took a while to hit, but that's fine. We now have a lot of people. Don't mind if I do. All right, so with that in mind, I mean, we really do need to focus a little bit more on industry and commercial. Don't know why I couldn't come up with the word commercial there, but apparently I struggled. Yeah, we're gonna want to do that for sure. I don't know why we don't have all that much residential demand. It's possible that what's happened is a lot of these residential buildings here are built and don't actually... They're not actually full, but, well, I mean, this one is 16 to 21, 16 to 16, 10 of 10. So most of them are. Most of them are full or are really close to being full. So what I think's happening is any residential demand we get, you know, those people end up moving into an already existing building. I think that's what's going on, so we're going to want to deal with that. Now, in terms of more... zoning, I think what I'm going to do is bulldoze all of you guys and replace that whole space with offices. And hope for the best. I'd also like to go in and D-zone that little bit, get rid of those guys, and I want to put a road there. I think a road there could be kind of nice. I'm also going to just do a... let's see, what kind of road are we going to do? One with trees, just for the hell of it? Sure. So a road with trees there means we can have a bunch of beautiful corner buildings going on again, and that way traffic can sort of flow through there a little bit better, and that also deals with the industrial demand that we have, and, I mean, let's be honest, these buildings just look... They look beautiful, they do. They look really, really good. This, I mean, again, except for this guy. This guy here, just... I'm not happy with him. Not happy with that one. Well, it seems like we're dealing with a lot of the problems that we were having. A lot of the industrial/office demand has gone because a lot of these buildings are now constructed, which is beautiful. Got some really nice looking streets just here. I absolutely love how they look. Some of my favorite streets, these ones, absolutely just incredible looking with the European buildings. I really do love them for that. They just look so good when stacked beside each other. I want to look at buses though. I want to see. We have yeah, 395 passengers using this line here. This line that yeah, a lot of people went to go that way, interestingly. That's very curious. So it is more popular in one direction than the other. Definitely, yeah. Are there people... I could swear there's people getting off of that bus here and then getting onto it there. It absolutely looks like it. I'm also curious to see how many people are using this bus. I mean... That one is, I imagine, not going to be all that popular. A few people waiting outside the elementary school. No one waiting there. There's... no one waiting there. No one there. Anyone up here? Again, not really. I imagine this one is probably going to be one of the least popular lines. But that's kind of okay, because it does get people about, which is kind of the point of it. It's not really supposed to be a popular line, so I think it kind of works. It kind of does what it needs to do. I also kind of like the idea of maybe having it go in there, like that. Just for the heck of it. Then move this one up a little bit. Maybe to about there. So yeah, it goes in, it's going to stop outside the school, which might end up being a bit of a popular bus stop, because, I mean, it is just outside the school, so... Hopefully that becomes the case. A lot of people queuing up here for a bus, as always, but it is amazing to see so many people using the buses. Traffic is definitely flowing better all over. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with this. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know what your opinion is on using the little exploit that we discussed, which is, you know, once again, just to highlight, is the whole system of placing down a canal like so. So if I put a canal, and then I go and grab myself a sewage, an outflow pipe, we'll put one there, we'll we'll get a water intake pipe and do that kind of thing. We link those two pipes together. We link those two pipes, together. We link that one to there. We bring this one around and link it to there. We give them a little bit of electricity, like so. And what happens is these two start dumping sewage into this canal. And these two basically have an infinite loop of pipe running between them. So they are constantly gonna suck up all of the sewage, and that's never going to pollute anything except for the canal itself. Now this is an exploit. Like I've mentioned, it is an exploit, and it does look that these aren't really functioning all that well. So we would probably need a couple more of those. I mean, I could absolutely go overboard and cause some pretty serious issues if I stack too many of these. And I know this is a waste of money, but it's fine. We have plenty of money. So if I stack these, we might see some issues pop up in the form of, well, overflow, basically. As you can see, the water's getting higher. And I'm going to stop that before it gets any worse. I am definitely going to stop that. Because that doesn't seem like a good idea at all. Alright, so get rid of those. Let these guys sort of suck up the water. And be done with it. But yeah, that is absolutely an exploit. I will fully admit that it's something I'm tempted to do. Because I think it would be really useful to get rid of all this pollution and sort of help here and there. But I would like to know your opinion on it. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there for today. So thank you kind of for watching. This has been City Skylines and the Vanilla Let's Play. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!